Good morning. Welcome to Nasdaq Trade Talks. I'm your host, Jill Malandrino, global markets reporter at Nasdaq. Joining me at the MarketSite, we have Russell Rhoads. He's the head of derivatives research over at the TABB Group. Russell, it's a great time to have you in because October promised volatility, and we certainly have had it this month.
Absolutely. Volatility always is accompanied with October, and I think on average, VIX, VXN, all the volatility indexes on average have their highest closings in October when you look back over history.
I mean, the VIX is up, I think, over 100%.
Yeah,
it's
in doubled
October.
off.
I mean, on a relative basis, though. I mean, it's.
Yeah, but
I mean, it kind of really is at its mean. Right?
Yeah, it's a little bit above the mean. Right. It's the average has come down because we've had low volatility over the past couple of years. The average is in the high 18s now.
Right.
But again, if you take that number and you segment it out by handle, about half of the VIX closes have had a 14 handle or lower. So even though that average is in the higher teens, VIX typically is at lower levels.
Well, let's talk about VXM because that has certainly been making the rounds. Of course. Yeah. Everything over the past couple of years has been led by the big technology stocks. So with them selling off a bit in October, we're really seeing the vol in VXN.
And VXN is unusual in that it actually does have an earnings seasonality to it. And October is an earnings month.
Right.
We've seen VXN at 6, 7, 8-point premiums relative to VIX. Back in the summer, that was a much narrower spread between the two. And what you get from that is you get opportunities in that option market, the index option market.
Right. I mean, we saw some great selling opportunities yesterday, Thursday, October 30th. Yep. We saw some awesome.
And this morning we're just under 7,000 on the Nasdaq on the NDX.
Right.
And I just took a look at the 6,300 puts that expire on the last day of November. You guys have 9 expirations in November right now, but the November 30th expiration, which is down 10%, I think the midpoint of the bid ask was around $45 right now.
Right. Well, it's
you can actually sell out of the money options farther out of the money on NDX than the other broad-based indexes.
I mean, the volatility has been great for the products. If you look at NDX, if you look at NQX, I mean, we're seeing significant jumps in volume just in October alone. I mean, I would say not necessarily double, but just about double the volume.
70–80% increase month over month. We'll see what the numbers look like after today.
Do you think VXN, is that almost an indicator for what you could see in NDX or NQX in terms of volume?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Again, NDX has always been a fun one to trade around earnings because it does get a little elevated. Also, whenever like Apple has one of their product announcements, you actually see some interesting behavior in the NDX options because that stock is such a big component of the Nasdaq-100.
All right. Well, thank you so much for joining us at MarketSite, and thank you for joining me. I'm Jill Malandrino, global markets reporter at Nasdaq.